Previously on Red Raven River.
First name Tess, last name Tickle, and my occupation is a social media influencer. My backup character's name is Lily Uokalani. Her occupation is a prankster.
Delbert McClintock. Occupation, weirdo. Richard Warlock. Occupation, bookworm.
Jimothy Littleman, no job. Karn Cherry, occupation, he's a model.
Your group of friends is going to go on a float trip, just like old times. And what luck! The Red Raven River has reopened this year. Akula's family rafting company. Sitting behind the desk is Fox Akula.
We wanted to make a deal. Let's haggle. Been a while, since, look, it's gonna get brought up since the incident, but.
Well, hey man, I thought one of the rules, dude, was like that we weren't gonna talk about the incident.
Tell me one thing about the incident.
A fourth member died. Tubbs. I'm hearing some weird noises.
I don't know what it is, Tess. I'm inside the cabin.
Can I jump in the river?
You can do whatever you want. I'm not your dad, Tess.
Can I?
And you see this older man wearing what looks like a chain link Snoopy dog head helmet with big droopy Snoopy ears. It's cursed, wicked, it cannot be allowed. 6 of them went in, torn apart. Grandpa Sergey has had a hard life. There's incidents we're not supposed to talk about. Just make a normal roll.
1.
Grandpa Sergey loses his footing and he falls over backwards, hitting his head on one of the chairs as your body then comes down on top of him and he hits his head again on the floor. We're just opening up. We need the money. 25% discount on this one for, dead grandpa.
Sold.
There are 6 of you and there are 3 canoes. You guys pass all the details to the other people who weren't here. Y'all meet again at the specific day, early morning, so you can get a good start.
Do we leave out the bit about me murdering a man?
That's up to you, man.
I tell him.
I don't know what Littleman would do. I feel Dilbert can't keep a secret. Tess has probably posted it on everything. Maybe not the part of you killing someone, but just
Just seen a dead body, y'all. Full on Linda blared all over the campground.
Major yucks.
Above board question for you guys. Which movies have I used so far?
Well,
Shark Side.
So far for sure, Shark Side of the Moon. And then you've had a Doomsayer, so I'm going to guess maybe the River of Blood, the Camp Blood, so Friday the 13th. Did they call it Camp Blood in that? Yeah, they did.
They do.
Point. I mean, we didn't watch it, but obviously we're floating, so I'll say Deliverance.
Croc.
Yeah, the incident, yeah, Croc.
It's a weird nickname for that ranger's wife, Tubbs.
I believe she killed my brother.
The 6 of you got 3 canoes, so there's going to be 2 people in each canoe. Who is in the first canoe?
Well, Delbert is kind of the bodyguard of the group, he likes to think. So he's the eyes for the safety. So he's definitely going to be in lead canoe, and he's going to call it affectionately douche canoe. So I don't know who's going to be in douche canoe with Delbert.
Littleman, I feel like dead weight would probably be at the very back.
Yeah, I have to be basking in the sun instead of rowing.
Best way to be dead weight is to have no one see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think let's put Dick with Jimothy, because I think that would probably most annoy him. Delbert's in the first canoe. Dick's going to be in the last canoe with Jimothy.
Lily Uokalani is going to be with Delbert, and Karn is going to be with Tess.
All right.
Beautiful.
Now, Delbert came prepared for a float trip, and he's always packing heat, just so you know. He's a big fan of the right to bear arms, and he's carrying, he ain't concealing.
What's he bring?
He brings just a nice little side piece. He doesn't actually know anything about it, but he likes to think he does. Half the time, he doesn't know if the safety's actually on or off, and he's afraid to do a test fire to find out, because he thinks red means stop, but it probably means danger in this case.
Some places it means go.
Some places it means go. It's just hey, it's the first handgun he's seen. I don't know, a 10 clip, holds 10 rounds in the
Sure.
one in the chamber. A little 9mm, probably not waterproof. He thinks he's prepared.
Love it.
He's got binoculars. He's got a nice big floppy fishing hat. He's got a good pole. He's going to catch him some catfish.
Excellent. Littleman, what did you bring?
I brought a ping pong ball and some expired beef jerky.
Nice, classic.
That's it.
That's probably all he had in his pockets.
Yeah.
Very good. You pack up all your canoes, you got your stuff in them, you're good to go. You push out. This time, you'll notice that the door on the cabin has been replaced with a steel door instead of the previous wood one, and one of the windows has been boarded up. Tess, what is? Can you tell me like one thing you brought on the float trip?
I brought my makeup kit. Yeah.
I would have thought she would have brought a hell of a lot of bug spray after her last incident, but I don't talk about it.
No.
Make it.
No, you gotta look good for the gram, okay?
It's all for the gram.
It's all for the gram.
It's all for that
Gotta look
gram.
good.
All right, your canoes float smoothly downstream with the current, and the passing scenery is just gorgeous. Lush greenery lines both sides of the riverbanks. There's a spattering of dark clouds in this otherwise blue sky that every so often gives you a reprieve from that warm sun. You got the natural beauty of maple, oak, hickory, an occasional weeping willow that hangs down over the bank. It's nice. And there's that low white noise hiss of moving water that's combined with the sounds of chirps and squawks and cracks of a inhabited forest. It's putting everyone's tensions at ease. It's the original, ASMR experience, but in real life. Away from electronics, away from the constant bombardment of your audio intrusions, which come from being in a city, you start to relax. It starts to feel like old times. What would your characters be talking about?
First, did we encounter, who got us our canoes and stuff like that? Was it just ready to go? We got there, didn't encounter anyone?
Everything was ready to go when you got there, yeah.
We just seen the metal door and just, okay.
You assumed this was for you.
Let's write them out, add our stuff. Delbert's letting everyone know, don't worry, guys. I've done some rapids before. Okay, I know my way around a canoe, so you just keep your eyes on old douche canoe up here. Follow us nice and close, and I'll get us there safely. What was this? What was the whitewater rating on this river again?
Orange.
Are there any?
Did anyone ask or look it up?
Well, I mean, I'm sure we looked it up.
I think it's a 1.
It's a 1.
I was supposed
How
to
rough
look
is this
it up.
river, Game Master?
Which one of you looked it up? Which one of your characters?
Littleman did.
Oh, Littleman did. Littleman was in charge.
Littleman, make a roll. Make a roll with disadvantage, so roll it twice and give me the lower number.
12.
Littleman, you found out that the Red Raven River, it's for the most part pretty low-key, tranquil. There are going to be some rapids up ahead where there's portions of rock that jut up and the current moves a lot faster through those. There's going to be some overhanging branches that are going to get in your ways. But according to all the other Yelp reviews of the river, it's if you're an experienced canoeer, an experienced, float trip person, then it should be no problem for you.
Yeah, Jimothy, how's the river? Is it a good river, Jimothy?
Oh,
Easy
yeah.
or
Well,
hard?
man, they told me that, hold on, I forgot how I talk. Well, man, hold on, I think, okay, I got it back. Okay, it's back now. So there's going to be some bumpy spots, but, some overhangs and stuff, but I wouldn't, and a couple of that juddy rocky stuff formations in the lake, is it a lake? What is this, man? I don't even know.
Jimothy, we're in a river, bud.
I'm drunk!
Okay, this brings me to a point that I was going to ask. Are any of you enjoying some adult beverages or substances to make this float trip even more enjoyable and relaxing? Jimothy is definitely on something.
Now, Delbert collects beer cans, but Delbert only drinks Zima.
That's a
Hard
choice.
to find.
That's a
Hard
character
to find in the
choice.
States these days, but Zima, it's the one true drink. And Red Bull, because he's got to stay alert.
Well, anyway, when we get to these bumpy spots, man, I wouldn't worry too much, because if someone goes over, I spent a summer as a lifeguard until a different incident, and then I got fired from that job, too. But anyway, I know, what is it, DPR? Is that what it is?
DVA.
When you go behind them and you pick them up and you go, ah, and then they, yeah. I know how to, what I'm saying is I know how to do that, man, so.
Is Tess drinking or smoking anything?
No, I already told you I gotta look good for the gram. That stuff messes with you.
That stuff messes with you. She doesn't drink. Her body's a temple.
Yeah.
I do my float trips with Littlemans of the world, okay? I don't know about the rest of you guys.
I I've got a sparkling water.
Oh.
It's lemonade flavored.
Hey,
So it's sparkling
hey
lemonade.
guys, I've also got this bag of mushrooms. They might just be like shiitake or something. The guy who sold it to me, he just said, "Here's some mushrooms," and so I got them. And if you want 'em.
Jimothy, did I ever tell you about my spot for finding morels? You find them by the bag full, buddy. But I can't ever tell anyone about my morel spot. And they'll come
My
steal it.
favorite mushroom spot, man, is always in like the produce section of the grocery store. There's a young man there, and he is so helpful.
Wait, how long is this float trip?
It's an 8-mile float.
And right now you're moving pretty slowly.
I don't remember how long that would take. Honestly, maybe part of a day. Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking your time with it.
Yeah, we're chill. We're taking in the sights.
Okay.
So you're all joking and gossiping with each other for about an hour before you start to notice the portions of the river that Littleman was talking about, where the water is now starting to move a little quicker. The actual width of the river is decreasing, and the greenery that was on both sides of the shore is now transitioning into these steep rocky bluffs that kind of flank you on both sides. There's coming up a few small shoals in the river and some of those hanging branches, which are gonna be difficult to maneuver around. So we're gonna enter a official challenge encounter where I would like each person in each boat to describe what they're doing to help maneuver the canoe through these challenges. So let's start with the first boat, which is Delbert and Lily. Delbert, what are you gonna do to help maneuver this boat?
Well, Delbert's checking out the path ahead, and he's eyeballing the most strategic, safe path through these rocks, and he's going to aggressively paddle towards his, plan attack there, and he's going to be loudly telling everyone else what to do. Doesn't mean it's right, but this Delbert knows, though.
Okay. Lily, what are you going to be doing?
Me?
Yes, you're
Lily, can you hear me?
Wait, we're all in separate boats?
Yeah, 6 canoes. Sorry, 3 canoes, 2 each.
But I'm with you.
Lily's with Delbert.
Yeah.
So that's what Delbert's doing. What is Lily doing?
Am I sitting in the front or in the back?
Well, Delbert knows how to control a boat, knows most of the controlling is from the back. So Delbert's sitting in the back. Lily's in the front.
I mean... Oh. Okay.
You're a prankster and a
Okay.
lost soul.
Okay. Oh, God. Can we, do this backwards? That'd be so much fun. Push up off the steep, bluff. Just go right at it, but, turn. Go, backwards. Wouldn't that be so much fun?
No, Lily, this is life or death.
No, I think that would
Lily,
be,
we have to go through
use
this
our paddle
as
to, get as close to the bluff as possible, and then, push up off of it. That'd be so much fun.
Lily, you're gonna get us killed. We have to lead the way responsibly.
Can I please have Delbert and Lily make a roll? Delbert, have you been canoeing before?
Delbert's been on some float trips, but he's never been on an actual, dangerous river, despite claiming that. He's been on, pretty tame rivers, but Delbert also rolled a 19.
All right, what did Lily get?
Lily got a 14.
She suggests to go push off the bluff, and she actually starts paddling against your wishes and against your movements, and it does make the canoe start to spin a little bit, and it does hit up against the side of the bluff. However, it finds this pocket of really smooth current, and underneath there aren't as many rocks as there were on the other side, so it actually pushes you forward faster than you would have gone normally. And because you're telling everyone else, hey, you need to follow this way, everyone else who's going to make a roll is going to do it with advantage. So good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you this was the path to go.
In the second canoe is Tess and Karn. So Tess, the social media influencer, what are you doing to help navigate the river?
Well, I think we should just... You said there's a bank off to the side before the bluffs?
Sure.
Okay. I paddle towards the bank, and, well, I don't want to get wet, so I don't want to risk falling off or flipping over. So I'm going to go towards the bank. I'm going to paddle towards the bank, and I'm just going to drag our canoe over to the other side. Can I do that?
Karn, what do you want to do?
Hey, that's fine with Karn. He's chill.
What's Karn's model pose right now as you're going down the river?
Sort of a
He's
Jesus,
king of the world.
sort of a Jesus on the
He's
cross
dashboard
kind of thing.
Jesus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he on the front of the canoe, just like
Yeah.
waiting for someone to come behind him and hold him around the waist?
He's hoping for a Titanic moment. He's hoping.
for a time.
Could I have both of you roll twice and tell me the higher number?
The higher number?
Yes.
19.
6.
Tessa's suggestion. You know what? Let's avoid that. I don't want to get splat. You don't want to get water in your hair, right?
Right. And my makeup.
So important because you gotta be photo camera ready all times. Never know when you need to get that phone. Have you been like filming yourself?
Yes.
Why do I
Taking
even ask?
pictures.
Oh,
Yep.
sure.
It's all for the gram.
As you're trying to do it, you get caught in a quicker current than the other people did, so it pulls you a little bit further down the river, taking you away from the bank, and then you're going under this tangle of branches with these really thick thorns in them. Karn just doing his best. I don't know, lot lizard, soak up the sun.
Near, far.
Doesn't provide much help, really, as it turns out, as Tess is trying to avoid these thorny, gnarly tree branches. And so you realize a little bit too late, and the canoe goes directly through one of them, and Tess and Karn both take 1 point of damage.
Wah, wah.
In the back canoe, we have Littleman and, don't say Dick, Warlock.
Littleman is asleep.
I love you. Yes. Warlock, what are you doing?
Dick has just been trying to relax with a good book. Littleman at one point told him, like, don't worry, like, you know, well, I mean, don't worry, man, I know how to handle a boat. I had a job as a river guide for a whole summer until they fired me. And Dick, look, Dick has learned a long time ago, you don't engage with Jimothy. You just nod your head, and you just hope everything's going to be fine. So he's sitting down, he's reading The Ruins.
Okay.
Because he likes to read, you know, horror and settings that remind him of the horror he's reading. And he's just kind of casually looking up. He hears Delbert yelling about going one way. He's like, fucking idiot. He sees Tess going off to the other way, and her and pretty boy butt snarf Karn
Yeah, butt stuff, Karn.
heading towards some thorns. He's like, these fools. He's just kicking back, and he's just like, oh, it's gonna be fine. Jimothy's got this.
Okay, so this is a Jesus take the wheel situation.
Yep. Because he's not looking behind him. Richard's in the front of the boat. Jimothy's in the back.
I'll say because Warlock is the one that's conscious right now, just make one roll.
13.
Your strategy of just, you know what? The river's gonna river.
They
just
always
gonna
do,
river.
man. That's what rivers do.
It's taking you down, and you're starting to feel the canoe jostle a little bit back and forth now as you're moving between some of the rocks, which you do manage to do just by doing nothing. So, the first set of rocks, you come towards that overhanging branches with the thorns that Tess and Karn went through, and you go over to the side. Somehow, maybe there was an otter that, I don't know, farted, and it made a bubble, and it just pushed you enough that you went over to the other side. However, it's when you start to approach a narrower portion of it that the canoe starts rocking, and Littleman, at this moment, is when you wake up and your traumatic flaw kicks in. Can you please tell me how your traumatic flaw makes you do something so incredibly bad and stupid in this situation right now?
Drops the oars.
Describe how that happens.
Well, he's been asleep. He probably lost them a while ago, to be honest.
Warlock, you're yelling at it. Okay, you're looking, a little bit, maybe if you just a little to the left, and you just look back and you can see the oars floating away from you somehow as you're going further down.
Hypothetically speaking, man, if, I don't know, for example, like, if I didn't have, what do you call these things that we row with? What are those?
Oars.
Right,
Jimothy.
the oars.
Oars.
If I didn't have those, would that be a problem? I'm not saying I do or I don't, man, but like, are you gonna be mad at me if it's one of those?
It's no point being mad at you, Jim. I mark my page, I put my book in the plastic Ziploc bag, put it in my cargo shorts pocket, I grab my oars in the front, and I start attempting to navigate the situation.
This part of the river, the Yelp review did not lie. A little bit tricky, some hazards, but except for Tess and Karn, you get through it pretty okay. And your heart rate goes down a little bit, and so then for about another 30 minutes, nothing's really happening. You're all just talking to each other, seeing the sights. The scenery has definitely changed. You know, previous at the beginning of this, trees, green, bushes, forest, and now it's almost continuous rocky bluffs that are just on both sides of you.
I'd like to take a moment when we get through the rapids to retrieve the oar that Jimothy lost. I'm assuming it flows through the thing, and once we get to calmer water, it slows down. So Richard would like to just paddle towards that and retrieve that, if at all possible.
Jimothy, make 2 rolls for me, please.
Yeah, that's a 4.
Uh-huh.
Or wait, 2 rolls. You want the lowest or the highest?
Just tell me what both of them are.
Oh, 4 and a 1.
Get a new dice!
No, this one's doing great.
That's not a good D20!
Warlock, you do your best to try to get the canoe to slow down a bit, because you figure, how long could it take for these oars to float down? Everything floats down the river. We all float down here.
These are the questions.
But nothing comes down. It depends how long you want to wait.
I feel like we won't get our deposit back if we don't get this oar back, Jimothy.
As you're having this conversation, you start hearing sounds of other people from where you just came starting to come down, like laughing, clapping, cheering, going, woohoo! You know, all that kind of stuff.
Well, hey, man, why don't we just buy an oar from them, dude?
Then they're going to be short an oar, Jimothy.
Well, then they buy an oar from the next group of people that comes through, man.
God, Jimothy.
But you know what?
What if we encounter more rapids? We're gonna need 2 oars.
When I was working at the Buddhist temple for a while there, man, I learned something about the universe, okay? And that's that it will provide. So I think we're fine. If we need another oar's gonna show up.
I'm relaxing on this trip. I'm relaxing.
Yeah, we're all relaxing, man. I don't know.
Jimothy, let's just float ahead a little bit. Maybe we'll come back here. It's a little slowed down. We'll give it a second to come through. Let's go follow the other 2 boats and see what kind of shenanigans is going on up there.
Absolutely. Hey, I've been meaning to ask you something because, like, I felt awkward. I felt awkward about it the whole time, but, like, you guys didn't actually invite me to come along. And
Jimothy, we called you.
Yeah, but that kind of felt like more like obligation, seeing how I'm sleeping on Karn's couch, because, like, if Karn was gonna go, then, like, I would go, you know?
Jimothy, you've gone to everything we've done.
I don't know, man. So it just feels like I'm just, like, dead weight or something, man.
Jimothy, we literally did the Blood Brothers bond when we were 12 years old in the woods. We all cut our hands open. Thank God we did that before you got into the heavy drugs, because God knows what's in your blood now. And we slapped palms. We all have these scars on our left hands. Do you see it, Jimothy? Do you see it?
Wait,
okay, that means something.
We were supposed to do left hand. Mine's on my right, dude.
I know, Jimothy. I know.
All right, Blood Brothers, on 2.
Are you gonna count?
2.
Blood Brothers.
Blood Brothers.
There's another float group that comes past you. They seem to be moving faster. I guess it's because they have all their oars, all their paddles. You see a bunch of different people. The ones who stand out, there's a woman who's giving you a friendly, like, hi, y'all, and then takes out a water gun and just starts shooting at you.
Wait, they floated past us, though?
They're going past you. Yeah,
hey,
you guys
first blood.
Did you... Hey, Squirter, did you guys see an oar back there?
A what?
An oar, one of your paddles. Well, our paddle.
No.
Shit.
Squirt, 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 squirt.
Well, Dick was prepared to shut down any of Jimothy's antics, so he pulls out from the cooler behind him an ice-cold water balloon
Oh.
and throws it full force at the squirter.
Is the balloon like fully frozen at this point, or does it still...
No. It's just super
It's cold.
like, jarringly cold.
So it's not an ice block that you're throwing at someone.
It's not an ice block. No, it's just gonna be compared to the atmosphere. The nice hot, outdoors. This is a very cold.
Oh, we've all been there. Make a roll for me. Since you have not been drinking, add your ability.
The skill.
Or your skill. Yeah, add your skill to the roll.
That's a 24. Wait, 24. 19 plus 5.
How do you throw it? Are you staying seated? Are you standing up? What are you doing?
I turn my, I square my shoulders from my seat. I just give a nice all-arm toss right at her. Like, not like a fastball, just an overhanded lob. It's overhanded for accuracy, and I want it to pop when it makes impact.
She puts her head down, looks down, and then she comes up with an even bigger super soaker, like rifle. And as she's coming up is when an explosion of winter's fury just hits her in the face, and she drops her squirt rifle, we'll call it, right? And just starts screeching about how cold it is and falls backwards out of her canoe. The other people in the canoe with her, you'd appreciate this perhaps, Littleman. There's someone wearing an Among Us t-shirt. There's another guy wearing a black shirt that just says "Challenge Me" on both sides. It's the "Challenge Me" guy in another canoe who gets out of his canoe, goes reclaims hers, gets her back in, and you're all seeing this happen as they're still just floating by you. And when they're a little bit ways away, they're just like, well, she says, "Not cool, man." Ah!
I'd argue it was very cold.
"Challenge Me" guy just kind of gives you a thumbs up.
Don't start none, won't be none.
Yeah, that's another thing I learned in the temple when I was working there, man. Don't start none, won't be none. And then somebody, I ended up starting some, and then I got fired.
Tess, do you have your cell phone with you?
Yes.
Tess,
But it's running out of juice.
here's a decision to make. You're getting a phone call, and the name that shows up on the screen is Tubbs.
Ooh. Dun dun.
Do you answer? What do you do?
Yes, but I'm very confused.
Speakerphone or hold it up to your ear?
Speakerphone.
You hit the button, you put it on speaker. What do you say?
Hello?
You hear a hissing sound for a little bit.
Hello? Who is this? Tubbs?
You start to hear static sparks, and like the stuff you get in a really bad reception, you're looking around and saying, well, you are being flanked by, rock on both sides of you, basically, and you start hearing, hello? River. Why? And the call ends.
That was weird. I'm supposed to be dead.
Do you make a post about it?
Are you thinking that, or did you say that?
I'm not really sure. No, I don't post about that. I turn to, who am I on the boat with? I'm with,
Tess is with Karn, the model Karn.
Yeah. Okay, so I turn to Tess and I say,
No, you are Tess.
I mean, Karn.
She looks at herself in her compact mirror. What about this are you not following?
I turn and look at Karn. I'm like, okay, that was weird. Like, I just got a call from Tubbs. Is that number still active?
I mean,
you have a
they reassign phone numbers all the time. I don't think it's that, probably just a wrong number.
Yeah, but the voice on there said something about river and why.
Yeah, that's weird.
How did this...
Yeah.
This person wouldn't have known that we'd be on the river.
I can't help you there.
Should I try to call him back?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Put it on speaker. Put it on speaker.
Put it on speaker? Okay. Okay, so I take my cell phone, which it's at like 25% right now. Okay? I put him on speaker. I dial the number back. And...
Ringing, static. Go ahead and make a roll for me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to toss it that hard.
7.
Just keeps ringing. And when you look at your phone some more, it looks like the signal quality has degraded pretty much to nothing where you are on the river. It's at this point that everyone hears this loud crack that vibrates through the forest, through the bluffs, through the rocks, through the ground. Birds get shot out of trees. You see turtles along the banks that just dart right off the logs into the river. Even some of the fish that were hanging out with you jump up to about shoulder length and come back down. They're fish in the river, dogs. What do you want? Yeah, they do those little...
They're hanging out with me.
They like the company.
Don't we all?
Could I have everyone make a roll for me and add their skill, but not little men. Little men, don't add your skill. Make the roll, but don't add the skill because you're drunk.
Just the primaries?
Just the primaries.
Well, remember, Delbert's been drinking Zimas.
If you think he's intoxicated, then don't add the skill.
Well, he is also drinking Red Bull, so he's probably going to end up killing himself because the energy is
You think he's overexcited? Maybe take away
like,
2.
Okay. Take away 2 from the skill.
Little men got 10.
Delbert got 7.
Tess, what'd you get?
Tess got a 18.
For those of you... Oh, jeez. Okay. So, Littleman and Delbert. Well, that was strange. Sure, it's peaceful here, though. You're just kind of... You're lost in your own thoughts for a bit. Looking around, just trying to see, like, what was that? Tess, you notice that the water level of the river is quickly lowering. Thank you for listening to this episode of Red Raven River, an actual play podcast by your friends at Horrorble Opinions. For this story, we are using the Eldtrich hack system by Dan Masters, which can be found at DriveThruRPG. Music and sound credits can be found in the show notes. Remember to subscribe to Horrorble Opinions and tell others about us so we can continue growing our horrible community. And as always, I've been your Game Master Ryan. Thanks for listening, horrible people.